Michael Letchworth, and welcome to Sam Jones Barbecue in Winterville, North Carolina. We're in the smokehouse here at the Winterville location, and just wanted to take the time to show you the grills that we use and talk a little bit about what we do out here. So the grills that we're using at both of our locations are BQ grills. BQ is made in Elm City, North Carolina. These have been kind of the standard for our brand. The way these grills are designed is these here have an expanded metal brakes. We're using these like chickens and wings and that kind of stuff. On the pig grills, I'll show you the way we have the bars, and those bars allow us to do the skin like we want to. In each grill, we have these coal pans, and this is where we're placing our coals at. And these make it easy to clean. And then there's a heat shield here. These were custom made for us. You can get this design yourself though. We use them primarily for our hogs, but as you can see on this grill here, we've got some turkey breast and some chicken. It all depends on what we got going on that day in the volume. So that heat shield is allowing us to not be quite so direct heat, but we also have an oil or rotisserie wood fired smoker, and we primarily use that for our ribs, chicken, turkeys, and keep these grills for the pigs. One of the things that we did with these grills was the original model of these have a shallow lid, and we got two made when we first opened, and the thought was to be able to have these risers in there to be able to increase our volume on chickens and ribs or whatever we needed. That still wasn't quite enough to keep up, and that's when we went to the oilers. But what we did discover by having this deeper lid was these pins here, we can drop this grate down, and then we put a cotter pin in, and then we sit the second grate on top, and now we're cooking two pigs at the same time. And we had to learn that lesson the hard way, just trying to keep up and be efficient when we were first opening. We have 8 of these cookers here. Now, since we have the oiler, we're really utilizing about 7 of them. These have been like a workhorse for us. We have them on trailers to cook on the road, and I think if you're into barbecue, you'll see this model at a lot of places across the country. And I think that was partly because we've demonstrated how well they've done for us. So let me take you out to our oiler and show you that. All right, so the only other smoker cooker that we're using here at any of our locations is this oiler. This was something that was important to us to get for efficiency and to increase our volume. And the brand itself was important because our restaurant is known for wood cooked meat, and we wanted to make sure we had a smoker that doesn't have a gas assist, just to kind of protect your integrity of what we're doing on a daily basis. So, you see a lot of these things made in Texas, the rotating grates, it works out great for what we do. Got some ribs in here. So a day for us in cooking, it's the same thing every day, except for if we have a catering or event that dictates otherwise. All right, so this is our chimney here in the middle of the smokehouse. Burning wood, coals in here. In theory, when we designed this restaurant, this was supposed to be a convenient way to get coals centrally located no matter where you're at the smokehouse. What we created was an inferno that keeps the smokehouse very hot. We originally didn't have these doors on it. We added these just to kind of keep some of that heat from radiating out into the smokehouse. But that poor decision to put this in the middle has really made it a very hot environment to exist in. But this is where we're harvesting all the coals that we're using to cook all of our meats here. All right, so this is going to be our first pig for service today. So what we're going to do to finalize this cook is that heat shield that I've spoken about. We're going to pull that out, and then we're going to spread those coals evenly, and those coals are going to get direct heat straight to the skin of that pig. And that pig, when it was put on the grill, skin up, all we've done to prepare our pigs is put salt on the skin. There's no other seasoning or injection or anything like on the hog itself. So this pig now, once it's crisp, we'll quarter it up and bring it on inside the chop. So to kind of talk a little bit about what our process is and cooking our meats here. So each day, we're going to do 3 to 4 loads of the chicken, turkey, ribs, that kind of thing. That's going to start at like 5 a.m., another one around 11 a.m., another one around 2 p.m., and if needed, 4 o'clock or so to get us through that final dinner push. Now that, like I said, is for the chicken, turkey, and ribs. Our pigs are going on every day, sometime between 1 and 2 p.m., preparing for the next day. So we're going to bring that pig out here. We're going to put it belly down on the pits. We're going to make sure the skin's moist with water, and then we're going to evenly coat it with iodized salt. And that is going to aid us the next morning in the process of when we're crisping that pig. So those pigs are going to go on 1 or 2 o'clock, and we're going to cook them at 250, 275, shoveling the coals on them all afternoon. And when that pig is around 130 or so internal temperature, which for us is normally around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, we're going to then flip that pig. That number of 130 really means nothing. What it means is that pig is rigid enough that we're going to flip it safely without it falling apart. In the old days at Skylight, it would come in the morning time early and flip those pigs. And those pigs were, you know, if one person wasn't on the same page, you could twist that pig up and your meats ended up in the pit. So, you know, we've kind of gradually got to the point of, hey, we can flip these things at night in these pits, and the skin's not going to get overcooked, and that's helped with the heat shield and the style of this cooker. But those pigs are flipped, and that's flexible. We can do a little bit before, it can be a little bit after. And they're going to then cook the rest of the time, skin down, with the heat shield in. And then the next morning, we're going to start firing that pig up and getting it back ready. Now mind you, when I say that morning, so somebody's leaving here by 9:30 or so. So we're going to give these pits one last good fire, make sure they're at 250, and then we're walking away from them. These things are kind of coasting the night. They climax sometime after midnight, and then, you know, they're continually falling off at that point. And then we're coming back to them 5 a.m. and we're going to start heating them back up. And then we're going to stage our pigs for the day. You know, we're going to go ahead and put fire to the one that we need first, and that's generally going to be the one that's the hottest when we get back. And then the rest of them are going to be kind of hot-held, and then we're just going to, you know, gradually get to that. And let's talk back to Skylight when I was talking about flipping those pigs. You know, things have changed so much here in this location. Go in the Riley store too. These long rubber pig gloves you see everybody using, we go through those things like they're disposable. But in the Skylight days, at least when I was there, we used the cornmeal bags. So the 25-pound bags of cornmeal, we would save all those bags. And so those bags were the gloves that we used to flip the pig and to get the pig off the pits. And I do apologize for the background noise. We were right here on the highway, and everybody's getting their day going just as we are. So this pig here is done. We'll get this one off in a couple hours, and we'll be loading more pigs later on for the next day. But that's pretty much the in and out of our smokehouse, and y'all are welcome to see it anytime that you come by. What Jamie's doing here is wrapping our turkey breast. Our turkey breasts are seasoned with the same barbecue rub that we're putting on our chicken and our ribs and our wings. But one of the things we do when the turkey is around 130 degrees internal temp, we'll pull it off the pits, we wrap it tight in foil, and it'll finish its cook and foil until it hits 165. So we've talked a lot about our cookers and how we cook our food. But the most important thing that we have on our menu is still the basics that we took away from Skylight Inn. We've got our barbecue sandwich that we serve with coleslaw, which you get without. We've got the Jones family tray, which is just kind of a dedication to Skylight and how the food is served there. You can exchange it out for a sweet potato muffin, but our barbecue will always be the star of the show, but our menu is so much more diverse than that. So if you're stopping by, we've got all the smoked meats we've talked about, but we've also got fried chicken tenders, fried catfish, we've got a salad, we've got baked potatoes, we've got club sandwiches, and so there's something for everybody here. And we designed this, and part of the inspiration for Sam Jones Barbecue was to have a menu that the barbecue enthusiast could come and eat, and then the family member or friend that doesn't like barbecue can still have something they can get, have a quality meal, and everybody can enjoy themselves. If you're a fan of barbecue, you've got to try our whole hog barbecue, but please don't stop there and try a little bit of everything. So the smokehouse is definitely a driving part of what we do every day, but I dare say this prep table right here is equally as important as any smoked meat we put out, because we take a lot of pride in making all of our sides from scratch, making our dressings from scratch, and we don't have a freezer in here, we don't have any microwave, so we're just trying to make honest food the best way we do possible every day. And so every morning the staff's coming in and we're prepping all of our food for that day. And the goal is really, for everything we're making to be used within 36 hours. So we've got a kettle of barbecue sauce being made over here to my right. And that is going to be used on our, for the sauce on our table. That is also the base for our baked beans. That is the sauce that's going on our ribs. So we're making a pot of that at all times. Sal's over here stirring up some black-eyed peas. We got Marshall making some salad dressing, and Robin here is grating cheese for our mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is made every morning. It's probably one of our first things that goes on, so we're always having to stay ahead. And one of the ways that we stay ahead is once this crew kind of gets everything together for the day that's needed, now we're thinking about tomorrow, and we're thinking about the caterings that we have coming up. And so what we'll do is take the time to go ahead and make little, what we call sets. And so it may be the dressing mix that's going to go in the coleslaw or in the potato salad. So the next morning, when everybody's making our sides, we can just assemble these dishes, and it's not as much time wasted measuring things out and trying to find things. It's just grabbing the stuff and going. Like I say, this is happening every day. Now, once they transition from kind of the prep mode and we open, now we're baking off sides all day. We're making our cornbread all day. We're making our muffins all day. And so once these ovens flip on at 5 a.m. and sometimes earlier, they're running hard all day long until we lock the doors at 9 p.m. So, as much as we get credit for our smokehouse, the folks around this table here deserve a lot of credit too, because we're making some really good food. Just want to show you around a little bit, and I'll kind of show you what the kitchen line looks like. So I know it's a little loud here, and I apologize for the background noise, but just with the hoods and everything running, there's a lot going on in here this morning and every morning. So I just want to take a second to kind of show you our kitchen line, and we've got the meat cooked, we've got the sides cooked, and now it's coming here. So we're hot holding everything at this location. We're pulling everything out, and one of the important things that we're doing for every order is portioning the meat. It's important to us so we can manage our costs, but it's important for the guests so they get a consistent experience every time they come. So as the meat is portioned out, we're now passing it down the line, and then that's when the sides are being scooped to hot and the cold, or anything from the fry sides coming out. So it's very small, very compact, and we kind of have a duplicate side of this on the other side, and we split our kitchen up here, drive through, and then our call in to go orders and our in-house orders. A lot of food pushed out of here in the last 9 years. Just like all the other sides that we make every day, these are our French fries. Every morning we cut these, rinse them, and blanch them, and they're put back in the cooler and then brought out throughout service to fry to make hand-cut French fries. Yeah, all right. We're in our walk-in cooler here. I wish I knew how many pounds of meat have been through these walls in the last 9 years. So every day, and it's just a cycle of seasoning meat, getting things ready for the next load. So we've got our hogs right here. They come from a local company that we've been doing business with for about 30 years. So they know what we want, we know what to expect from them. It's just been a great relationship. So every day we're taking chickens and we're frying our chickens. We've got spare ribs, we've got turkey breast, and our chicken wings. So we are in our produce walk-in, as we call it. We do have the other walk-in for the meat. And in here, we're bringing in everything that's getting ready for this. These are fries that were cut and blanched. We're cooling those down before service. We've got wings that are going to go to the line. So our wings, we smoke them, and then to order, we then fry them. So you get a nice little, crispy skin, but you got that smoke flavor in there too. And so this room here is just a revolving door of food. We've got our Macs that we panned up this morning, and they're chilling out. Once they chill out, we're going to top those with cheese, and now these little pans are just waiting all day, and we're just pumping the oven full of these and our other sides. So as I said at the prep table, we're making everything from scratch, and so it takes a lot of space to have all these different items. But as we're in here, it reminds me of kind of some of the partnerships we have that we're proud of. Is like, these buckets back here are all collars that are grown a couple miles away. If you've ever been to Skylight Inn, in the parking lot there's the Collard Shack, and that's where all these collards are coming from. And so where it makes sense, we're trying to deal with local people and truly have some partnerships, and that extends in every facet of our business. But yeah, so it's loud, it's cold. Let's get out here and go look at something different.
Absolutely.
I don't read up here, see? That's why. My brain is not trained for that.
Thank you.
with our Winterville location. We do have a location in Raleigh, North Carolina that opened up in 2021. This location here opened in November of 2015, so we're knocking on the door of 9 years. And we've been really blessed with a lot of support. But it's really cool to know that, for 9 years we've been kind of carrying on a tradition that started at Skylight Inn while offering an expanded menu to serve the people that love barbecue and love barbecue cooked an honest way and cook, what we consider the right way over the wood. So here at this location, you can come and dine in with us. You can get takeout through the website or by calling in. We also have a drive-through. And you're more than welcome to check out our operations at any time. We're an open book. We love showing people around. And so if anybody's taking a trip here or thinking about it, I think it's a no-brainer to stop in, because I truly do think that we are ambassadors of Eastern North Carolina barbecue. And I think that Sam Jones Barbecue is trying to be an extension of carrying on that tradition that Skylight Inn started. And conveniently Skylight Inn's just a few miles away. So it's kind of cool for me to go and show people Skylight Inn and then kind of show where we came from and what we're doing today. Sam and I are partners in this business here, but I started working at Skylight Inn in 2003 when I was in 10th grade. And so I've been involved with this family for 21 years, and it's just really crazy to kind of see how things evolved and what we're able to keep doing. Very proud of what we do, and very proud of the staff that we have. We've still got people that started with us on day one, and the staff in the smokehouse and in the kitchen, and even in the dining room, they don't get enough credit for what we're doing, because it's truly up to them to abide by the standards and help us keep our traditions alive and serve the best food possible. So, look forward to showing people around, and hope you'll come check us out here. We're at 715 Fire Tower Road in Winterville, North Carolina, and we're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we look forward to seeing you in service. All right, y'all, so that was behind the scenes of our Winterville, North Carolina store. If you're ever in the area, we'd love to see you here. We're at our Raleigh location, and you're welcome to come tour the pits and check everything out for yourself anytime. Thank y'all.